Good morning, everyone. This is Melody Reels at the Iowa Quilt Museum on a Thursday morning live at 9 a.m. almost. I wanted to come on a little bit earlier because I wanted to just make some announcements. I have a lot. You'll see that I also have these behind me again today, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. If you missed it, on Tuesday, I drew for the May giveaway of a seat on the bus trip to the International Quilt Museum. Nancy Miles was the winner. She'll be joining us this next Tuesday, on the bus trip to the International Quilt Museum. Are you just hearing about the bus trip for the first time? Well, you could still sign up. I think I'm gonna keep it open until, oh, I wrote a note, but I didn't say what day. I think I'll keep that sign up for you to join us open until the end of the week, Saturday, maybe. If you're still wanting to get on and you keep forgetting to sign up and you'd like to do that. We start here at the museum, at the Iowa Quilt Museum. We travel to the International Quilt Museum. We provide breakfast, we provide lunch, and you get to stop at 2 quilt shops on the way home. It's gonna be a fun-filled day, starting at 6:30 a.m. here and coming home around 9 p.m. So we'd love to have you join us. So anyway, congratulations to Nancy Miles. She was the winner. The last day to sign up for the Iowa Quilt Festival classes and lectures, I'm going to have be this Saturday as well. By the way, did you know we're having the Iowa Quilt Festival? It's less than a week away. The kickoff is that bus trip on Tuesday, June 2nd. And Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we have classes and lectures. We still have room in those if you'd like to join and participate. We also have evening activities. Wednesday night, we're going to have trivia night, quilt trivia at the Drift here on the square. Thursday night, we're going to have a gallery reception, and I would love for everyone to join us on Thursday night for the gallery reception. It's a $10 suggested donation to come inside. You get to walk around, look at all these wonderful quilts. It's like 3 exhibits in one. We'll have light appetizers and drinks. And then the highlight of the evening is I have Brady Pugh, who is a trained opera singer, who's going to sing just a few selected songs. I know for sure America the Beautiful and God Bless America. You don't want to miss that. And then, so that's on Thursday night. Also, on Thursday night after that, at the movie theater, we will have 2 PBS specials that were done on the Quilts of Valor playing there at the movie theater on Thursday night at 7 p.m. And then on Friday night, Tony Jacobson will be doing a lecture out at the winery, and you can find more information about that on our website and purchase tickets. Also, we will have a barn painting class that evening if you'd like to do that. All this information is on our website, iowaquiltmuseum.org. Sign up for classes. You can get information about the gallery reception. All that stuff's on our website. Lastly, next Saturday, June 6th, airing of the quilts. We cover this town in quilts. We'd love to see you for that as well. Also, if you purchase the tickets, it gets you indoors to indoor displays, and also the Covered Bridge Quilters Guild will have their quilt show at the same time at the elementary school. Separate ticket from ours, but you can include that ticket in with the airing of the quilt tickets if you'd like. Their quilt show's Friday, Saturday. Airing of the quilts is just on Saturday. All right, I think I got it all. I have this behind me today because I wanted to talk about this one more time. This is going to leave us. It comes down May 31st. When we close on May 31st, when we shut the doors, I'm pulling these down because they're heading to Nevada on, June 1st. They're gonna head on out the door, and the next place they'll be will be in the state of Nevada. Don't ask me where, I can't remember. But 2 of the gals that did this, put this all together, dang it, I did it again. Pat Herdema, I know for sure, and it's, please don't be mad at me, Kim or Kelly, it's a K. We're here to visit family, and they came and they visited, and I got to chat about this, and that was really informative, and I wish I would have done it, talked to them in person before I showed you all these quilts, but to talk about them, they decided, I think, Kim or Kelly, was the one that approached Pat and said, I would really like to do this for the 250th anniversary of the United States. And Pat got right onto that, and she was excited about it. So this is designed, these blocks are designed by P3 Is that what it's called? Yeah, P3 Designs. She designed each state block. And she did it with the intention that she thought maybe they would make one giant one for their state that they liked, and then, you know, they might surround it with other states. She never, in her wildest dream, thought that somebody would do all 50 states. And this is, as far as they're aware, the first time that all 50 states have been done together. The largest that they ever found was one quilt with 25 states on it, no sashing in between, so all the blocks just bumped right up to each other. So this is the first time that all 50 states have been built and put together in a quilt exhibit. So I thought that was really cool. They talked about just a lot of work and how they really pushed it to get done. Even though they started back in 2021, how they pushed really hard to get it done in time for the 250th anniversary. And this is the first place that they've been shown. To find all these blocks, they were no longer making these patterns. And so they were able to, some in the group had some, but then they also had to do some searching to find the other ones. And then there was even, I think they said Wyoming down here, they couldn't find, but they were able to find a picture of it, and they created their own pattern to create that one off the photograph. So I thought that was really cool too, that they were that dedicated to figure it all out. We just talked too about, you know, it was just a happy accident that the Golden Gate Bridge is right next to the Mackinac Bridge here in Michigan, and that they just kind of that just was a happy accident, happy stance. Anyway, it was fun to talk with them, fun to visit with them and meet them, and I'm so glad that they came, and I wish I would have talked to them sooner to kind of learn all that ahead of time. But if you were wanting to see this, and if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend that you come see it. It's only here till the end of the day of May 31st, and then it comes down. So we're going to go on a road trip. What I've decided is I'm going to flip you around. I'm going to drive you down this alley so you can see the cherrywood quilts, these poppy quilts on this wall. But I'm not going to talk about them today. I want to talk about the quilt upstairs. I meant to do it last week. I forgot. I wanted to do it for Memorial Day weekend, and you know, that was last weekend. So here we go. I'm going to turn you around and see if you see. We'll just kind of take a little road trip here, and you can kind of, I'll try to go slow and know that, you know, I will do my best to, you know, hit all these quilts as much as possible, but I definitely want to get to the one upstairs today. There's some really fun ones. There's our Naughty Kitty and the poppy seed cake. This is in here. Wait. I'm falling over. Sorry. Try to keep you level there. It's Dorothy. Ruby Slippers. The Weeping Window. I love when people use we have a few of these where you're always wearing a poppy on your, on Memorial Day, and I just love how they incorporate a suit there. You have a gold star mom up there. All right. Okay, now I'm going to take you off the stand. Hope you enjoyed your road trip there. I'm going to grab my gloves and let's go up. So I really wanted to focus on this quilt last week, and I totally forgot about it, that I wanted to do that. So we're going to do it this week since Memorial Day weekend was not too far away, just back there. But I really wanted to focus on this quilt and talk about this one today. So I think so when you come up, it's on the bed, and I have this little music stand here, and it'll have the placard. And I'm going to read this to you in a minute, but I just wanted to show that this came with the quilt. So if you don't remember, I got this quilt from Rolfe, Iowa, Pocahontas County. Here's my little note card from Connie. Connie was the one that sent it to me. She says, it was at the American Legion quilt for Pocahontas County. I'm glad it's finding a home. I've written the dates. Oh, okay. Okay. So it came with this book. So here's the quilt, and it came with this book, and I love everything about this. Maybe I should read the placard, and then we'll get into the book. So let me see our placard. Let me read you what we have here. This says, This historical quilt was fashioned as a memorial to veterans of World War I who came from Rolfe, Iowa, and the immediate surrounding areas. The quilt was made by the late Mrs. Lillie A. Rogers, who was a twin Gold Star mother, having lost 2 sons in the war. She was also the first president of the local American Legion Auxiliary Post. Handmade, the quilt measures 72 by 90. It is made with the white front and back and has a red binding. It has 28 large 5-point stars embroidered and blue outlines stitched. In each point is the name of a veteran. In the center is the oblong section bordered in red. Here is the gold outline stitched. Here in gold outline stitch are 8 small stars, names of veterans killed in service during World War I, are embroidered in gold. There are 140 names in blue and 8 names in gold. The Iowa Quilt Museum is honored to have been gifted a historic quilt of World War I from Connie Dallenbach. The quilt most recently belonged to the American Legion in Pocahontas County. So that's what we have written here. We do have a list of all the names written here too, so you can see if there was kind of as a tribute and an honor, and if you're looking for a specific name, you can find them on here. But this quilt, Connie had called and said that they were going to take this quilt down and wanted to find a permanent home for it and asked if I would take it. Knowing that we were going to have this exhibit out here and poppies, and knowing that World War I is when the poppies became a symbol for Remembrance Day and Memorial Day, I definitely wanted this quilt. And being that it's a piece of Iowa history, and but Lillie had made this book, and I just love that it's tied together with a shoelace, handwritten history of the World War I quilt. And when you open it up, she has cellophane. She typed it all out, and it has cellophane, and she taped it around each page. Well, these first couple, just as the border of a book kind of thing. So you can see over the years that the tape has marked up the paper. And they're really delicate and kind of fragile, but she has all the names in here that she typed up. What a labor of love, honor, and tribute. And then when you get to the back here, you can see that. So then that was 1967, correct? Correct. In 1978, a wonderful person here, what's her name? I can't remember. It just says Mrs. James Hunt, Maud. She decided in 1978 to retype it all. And then this looks like it's packing tape that she kind of like laminated it in, retyped everything for her. So it would have a little bit of a permanent, maybe hold up a little better and be able to read it. And that way also, we don't have to keep opening up this piece here where they're so fragile. We don't want to accidentally rip anything. But the history redone by Mrs. James Hunt, historian, March 14th, 1978. So then back here, she also did there was a newspaper clipping here from the Fort Dodge Messenger, January 31st, 1967. A letter edition delivered RFD route, February 1st, 1967. So this, just kind of talks about how Lillie made this quilt. And then, look at this, Mrs. James Hunt, chaplain of Rolfe Legion Auxiliary and Myers Historical Quilt. And then she went along to retype it. And then she made a copy of that newspaper clipping. So all this is in the back. And then written here, it says 1921 to 1978. I don't know what that date is. I haven't done any investigating, but I'm curious, since 1978 is when this was retyped, if it's Lily's birthday, who was the one that redid all this. I don't know. I haven't figured out what that date means back there. And then I've included this card that was sent. This is my little note saying that I sent her a thank you note, but you know that from Connie when she delivered it. So I don't typically have this open for people to thumb through, just because I don't want it to get ruined, having people opening and closing it. I usually have it kind of tied up and just laying on top of the bed here to admire. But let's take a closer look at Lily's handiwork here. All of this is hand embroidered and hand quilted. What I find interesting in it is that they tacked it up on the wall. If you notice in the photograph, it's sideways. Look at how they tacked it up on the wall, right? So the names were, so these gold star names would have been sideways and had it framed. But if we come here and look at the binding, you can see on the binding where the tacks were in the original red and how it's faded over the years. But can you see her hand quilting? Well, let's take a look at her embroidery here. Isn't that wonderful? And then you've got the, we'll come in here into the center so you can see these as well. Maybe I should turn that camera around so you can read them. The way this exhibit has just come together has been quite amazing. I just kind of wanted to show you. There's the backing. We kind of tuck up the top so it'll fit on the bed a little better. But, you know, first Cherrywood reaching out and saying that, you know, we think that you should have these poppy quilts and hang them alongside Quilts of Valor. Okay, that's great. And then the ladies from California that were like, hey, we have these quilts that we did for the 250th anniversary of the United States. And we're like, wow, that kind of fits and that's great. And then I get a call from Connie about this quilt, and it just all of it just came together so nicely. And it's, you know, it's been really wonderful to share it with all of you. So again, this is Pocahontas County Quilt of World War I. And it commemorates Rolfe, R-O-L-F-E, Iowa, World War I veterans. And then when you're up here looking at this quilt and looking at all the names and admiring her embroidery and her hand quilting, you just kind of look here and you get a nice view of the whole gallery and all those poppy quilts. All right, everybody. Let me flip you around. I don't know what I'm going to look like. What do I look like? Whee! It's not too bad. Thank you. Thank you for joining this morning. Kind of quick and fast, and I was down to business. I'm down to business mode. I've got, 6 days before the Iowa Quilt Festival, so I am trying to tie up loose ends and get ready for all our visitors, and I hope to see you. I hope you check out our website, iowaquiltmuseum.org. Go to events, a little menu will open. Go to 2026 Iowa Quilt Festival. You will find information about the bus trip. You will find information about classes and retreats, our lectures. Our retreat is full. You'll see information about the airing of the quilts and the quilt show and our evening activities, as well as how you can volunteer. If you are watching this and you're here in Winterset and you're like, well, I'm not a quilter, or I don't have quilts or whatever, but you'd like to participate, we could use your help. That would be amazing. So thank you so much for joining this morning. I don't know what I'm going to do next week. I don't know. It'll be in the height of the festival. I think last year we had the three ladies talk about their quilts. So I know Carla Overland from Cherrywood will be here, so maybe she'll be able to join me. Krista Wallen will be here from Quilts of Valor, so maybe she can join me. I don't know. Or maybe I'll be by myself. and we'll just look at some poppy quilts. Not just, but we'll admire some wonderful creative people and their poppy quilts. I am now just rambling. All right, everybody have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for joining, and I hope to see you at the Iowa Quilt Museum.